Spider-Man fans have always had it good when it comes to video games, and it's been a beautiful evolution to witness the franchise's transition from 2D side-scrolling beat-em-ups to entering the 3D realm for the first time in the year 2000, courtesy of Neversoft Spider-Man on the PlayStation 1. Neversoft Entertainment, known for their work on the epic Tony Hawk's Pro Skater series, ventured into unknown territory this time around, and it resulted in showcasing what could be achieved when a beloved IP is placed into very capable hands.
Oh yeah!
This game can honestly be considered as one of the most influential for the Spider-Man franchise, as it paved the way to success for all the games that would come after it revolving around the iconic hero. To kick it off, Neversoft Spider-Man presents a new and original storyline that opens up with Dr. Otto Octavius holding a press conference to unveil a new piece of cutting-edge technology. However, during the demonstration, disaster strikes as an imposter dressed as Spider-Man emerges to steal the technology, framing the beloved hero in the process and setting the stage for a citywide manhunt across New York.
Last time I checked, I was Spider-Man.
The real Spider-Man inevitably embarks on a hunt of his own to clear his name, and along the way he encounters classic villains like Venom, Rhino and Mysterio, as well as coming across other Marvel heroes such as Black Cat and Daredevil, to name a few.
Let's just say you've got your superpowers, and I've got mine.
The story itself, while it can be considered fairly straightforward, leans and draws more than enough from the source material to keep it engaging, with plenty of twists and turns throughout that effectively encapsulate the spirit of the Spider-Man comics. Spider-Man's portrayal is spot on, staying true to the persona of everyone's favourite web-slinger by delivering classic dialogue that's peppered with humorous one-liners and puns that fans are all too well accustomed to.
Take a breather, Spidey. It's over. Well, just another day in the life.
It's not all on Spidey though to carry the load, with the supporting cast of characters in the game being very well integrated into the plot. Each of them bringing their own unique flair and larger-than-life personalities to the story, and no matter how small or big their contribution is, it always feels authentic and meaningful. The perfect example of this is Venom, who adds a layer of complexion with his unpredictability and hilarious jibes directed at Spidey, which leaves players pondering where his allegiances truly lie.
Where'd Spider-Wars go?
The progression of the narrative flows so effortlessly, keeping a good pace to avoid stagnation, and the established characters from the Spider-Man and Marvel universe certainly help in making it feel like everything naturally fits together. When it comes to the visual side of things, Spider-Man boasted some good graphics for a PS1 game, with the use of bright colours and a distinct art style that offered players a sense of immersion in a living, breathing comic book world. The story is conveyed through cool cinematic and in-game cutscenes, and the transition between cutscenes and gameplay is well executed that gives players a small reprieve from the constant action. The character models for each hero and villain stay true to their original design, being fitted out with their well-known attire and possessing fluid animations similar to their comic book counterparts, although the facial designs themselves leave much to be desired.
What is that?
The environments, while sometimes appearing sparse due to the PS1's hardware limitations, do a good job regardless of capturing the cityscape of New York. Players will predominantly traverse Manhattan rooftops, inside interiors of buildings, and underneath nasty sewers, always ensuring no areas encountered are ever the same, and the effective use of lighting and shadows add a sense of depth to each environment that overall enhance the atmosphere. The audio aspects, I would say, are almost flawless, as the voice acting is top-notch, with Reno Romano delivering a superb performance as Spider-Man.
Yeah, just my luck.
While of course not forgetting the excellent voice work for the supporting cast, bringing so many of these epic characters to life and treating them with the respect that they deserve. Neversoft even managed to bring in the father of Marvel and co-creator of Spider-Man, Stan Lee, to voice a few lines, and listening to him after quite a few years since his passing really toggles on those heartstrings.
Once again, we find our hero Peter Parker, better known around the world as the Amazing Spider-Man, in a heap of trouble.
The game's soundtrack, composed by Tommy Tallarico, perfectly complements the action and the tone, with dynamic music shifting from energetic themes during combat to more subdued tracks during exploration. And in-game sound effects like the thwip of Spider-Man's webs to the impact of his punches and kicks are satisfyingly crisp and appeasing to the eardrum.
Oh yeah.
Getting down to the nitty-gritty of the game, one of the outstanding features is a simple control scheme that is exquisitely coupled with a fluid and responsive system, allowing players to swing from webs through New York City, the ability to climb on buildings and zip up the ceilings, providing what was at the time the ultimate Spider-Man experience. The combat system is straightforward but extremely effective, with Spider-Man being able to punch and kick foes and giving players the freedom to explore a variety of combos using a string of different button inputs. Players also have access to use a number of web attacks to subdue enemies, such as allowing Spider-Man to web up foes, blast them back with a powerful web ball, and creating a web shield for protection when surrounded. And last but not least, the game features a handy targeting system to reach areas that may be out of reach or to shoot a web at a specific target. The campaign is split up into various levels, each with objectives that are typically easygoing that can range from rescuing hostages, defusing bombs, getting to a destination on time, or just simply clearing an area full of baddies. The levels are designed to encourage players to explore and have fun using Spider-Man's abilities, with a mix of big and open environments as well as confined and vertical spaces to navigate through. In addition to the combat and exploration aspects, there are a variety of other gameplay elements included, such as light puzzle solving and sections that require the use of stealth that shake up the game from being just a plain old beat 'em up. Boss fights are also featured and make up for some of the game's most memorable moments, with classic encounters against Spider-Man's toughest adversaries that require the full extent of his abilities to be utilized to combat each unique challenge presented. For example, Rhino will charge at Spider-Man, forcing players to dodge his attacks and lure him into obstacles, while Mysterio's encounter is more puzzle-like that necessitates him destroying his weak spots.
Put me down!
Even though a lot of these battles are quite predictable and simple to overcome, which can be said about the gameplay as a whole, the variety and creativity behind it elevate this game and help it accomplish all it needs to be an exciting and engaging experience for it to click. The only real drawback with the game I would suggest is its relatively short length, which I wasn't personally too fazed by, taking upwards of 5 to 6 hours to finish.
Get over it, Gargan!
Although in saying that, this game does offer a decent amount of replayability for those looking to extend their playthrough. There are a horde of hidden areas to be discovered throughout the levels that contain secrets, collectibles, and plenty of different Spider-Man suits to unlock and try out that come with special abilities worth experimenting with. Nevertheless, Neversoft's Spider-Man for the PS1 is a landmark title in the history of superhero video games that demonstrated it could appeal to dedicated fans and general gamers by providing an awesome original narrative, simple yet intuitive gameplay mechanics, and a superb atmosphere that made it an amazing entry in the genre.
Too good to be true.
While it certainly shows its age in some areas, it remains a fun and nostalgic experience that stuck to its comic book roots and paved the way for a sequel and many future Spider-Man titles. Even after all this time, it is fondly remembered and recognized as a beloved classic, and perhaps we'll be lucky enough to see some sort of remaster or remake for it one day. Until then, and as always, thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a comment below and I'll see you in the next one.